Imagine for a moment just how many people there are who once felt like you do now, who once believed they always had to struggle, that they would always feel stuck, they'd never break free from the feelings of lack, fear and uncertainty. What if I told you that, in the space of a few simple shifts, you could change everything? What if I told you, even as you hear these words, your mind is beginning to reframe how you see your reality, how you begin to feel that sense of possibility, that deep, nourishing connection to your true potential, your true worth? What if the very thoughts you've held on to for so long, those thoughts about money, success, love and fear, could suddenly start dissolving, slipping away like water down a stream, no longer needing to hold that power over you? You see, every person has their own unique gifts, even if they don't always recognize them. And right now, as you listen to these words, you might begin to notice a new possibility is opening up. You're already a magnet for abundance and wealth. The very things you seek, they're coming to you, even as we speak. It's natural to have doubts, to wonder whether it's possible for you to step into this new chapter of your life, especially when you've been conditioned to think you can't. You've been taught the world is scarce, that there's not enough to go around, and that you have to work harder and harder just to survive. But think for a moment, what if that wasn't true? What if the world is full of limitless opportunities, just waiting for you to claim them? And it's okay if right now you might not feel ready to fully believe this shift. After all, change can feel uncertain, and uncertainty is something that naturally triggers our mind's protective mechanisms. But as you begin to embrace this idea that things can be different, you start to feel more confident. You begin to feel more open to taking small steps, and those steps lead to bigger steps, until one day you look around and you wonder how it all happened. How your financial security, your abundance, and even your love for what you do became real and lasting. But let's take this further. Notice for a moment, you've always been resourceful. Every time life threw something your way, you adapted, you made do. Perhaps in the past, you felt like you were always taking one step forward and two steps back. But now as you think about it, you start to see how even in the hardest times, you were building something deep within you. And that resourcefulness, that inner strength, it's something that now, more than ever, is ready to serve you. What if you allowed that inner resourcefulness to emerge in a new way, to become your foundation, as you begin to create the life that's truly yours? And when you think about it, the things that have held you back, the fears of not being good enough, or fear of failure, you might begin to see them in a new light. What if failure isn't really failure? What if failure is simply information? Feedback about how you can adjust, learn and grow. Failure isn't the end. It's just a part of the process. It's how you refine and discover what works. Every successful person you admire has experienced setbacks. But they've used those moments as stepping stones to greater success. And here's the magic. As you shift your perspective, that same failure, it'll no longer feel like something to avoid. Instead, it'll feel like a small challenge that's both easy and exciting to overcome. You've learned when you push yourself too hard, when you work endlessly without seeing the reward, it feels draining. And that's part of the old story. But here's the thing. What if the real answer was to step into something that was aligned with who you truly are? Something that felt effortless, natural, and still brought you income and success. Can you see how much easier and more fulfilling life could be, where you're not pushing against the flow, but instead going with it? And notice this as well. When you begin to act in alignment with your passions, with what you truly love, opportunities are drawn to you. People want to support you. The universe, or however you choose to see it, begins to respond to your energy. And it becomes like a magnet for the success and the abundance that's waiting for you to claim it. Now imagine how your life could unfold if you allowed yourself to embrace the simple truth. The journey is about the process, not the destination. And as you give yourself permission to step into this process with curiosity, excitement and confidence, things start to change. Not just in the external world, but within you. Your beliefs shift. Your old patterns begin to dissolve. And new patterns of success, abundance and confidence take their place. It's not too late. It's never too late. And in fact, there's something so powerful, so magnetic about you, right now, exactly where you are, in this moment, that the next step is already unfolding perfectly for you. You don't need to have everything figured out at once. In fact, the beauty lies in the unfolding, in the journey itself. Each moment, each step, is a piece of the puzzle. And you're absolutely equipped to put it all together. And as you continue to move forward, remember, every action you take now is building the future that you've always wanted. You're capable, you're worthy. And you're about to see how effortless, how natural it becomes to create financial freedom, love, and a life filled with purpose. And so, it's happening now. You're stepping into a new chapter, a new reality, where everything you wanted becomes inevitable. You can feel it, can't you? How the pieces are already clicking into place. All you need to do is embrace the flow. Trust in yourself and watch as your new life begins to unfold effortlessly, because it's happening right now.